The video you are about to watch is simply a highlight reel of the last time I played Borderlands 2 with a friend of mine. Basically showing off all the wacky stuff that we do, like glitching underneath levels or me soloing bosses and things of the like. So, enjoy it. The first clip on our roster is a 9 or so minute long clip of my friend and I trying to glitch underneath a boat, or really underneath the dock in Split Skull Bay. It takes a couple minutes because you have to get it just right. But, yeah. We discovered this, I don't remember when, it was maybe a month or two ago. I know it was last year at some point. Could have been that long ago. Maybe it was late November, sometime in December, I don't know. I don't know, but it was some point in the recent past. For whatever reason, we were just driving around kind of recklessly, just in the bay, and he discovered that we could actually drive underneath these boats, and then magical things would happen. And they were quite magical things that happened. This really revolves around, or it revolved around the two boats that sit in this bay. If you go under the curved side of the boat, you can usually glitch under it somehow. If you do that with the boat on the left, if you get it just right, you can slide underneath the boat and shoot upward, into the air on the other side. Which is fantastic to watch, by the way. Do you see a car miraculously go underneath a boat, through, water in a bay, go completely underneath the boat to where you can barely see it, and then shoot out the other side faster than it went under and flying through the air. It's glorious. And speaking of glitching, we managed to do what we wanted to. So he's sitting in the car right now underneath part of the dock in something we call a dance party. Just because it's shaking violently. This is the kind of stuff that we do to entertain ourselves when we're in this level. This is the kind of stuff we do. Instead of going around and maybe farming for one of the rarest guns in the game, which is actually in this level, or in this area, I guess I should say, we do this instead. We just try to glitch underneath the docks in this bay. Because, honestly, it's a lot more fun and we get a hell of a lot more laughs out of it. Just to see the wacky things that we can do. Because I seem to recall him cracking up with this first time we did it. I mean, we're not accomplishing anything by doing this. It's not like there's a secret achievement or trophy and it's like, oh, glitch through Split Skull Bay and all this other stuff. We just do this for fun. Which is really why you should play video games, just to have fun. And I'm pretty sure we accomplish that every time we play. Something else we managed to do was, I think I was driving at the moment, but I hit the boost on the truck at just the right time and ramped off of a rock. Again, I think I was the one driving. And I sailed toward a building at just the right angle to where I got it stuck against the building vertically. And it was to the point where we couldn't like knock it down, we couldn't get in it, we couldn't do anything to it, we just looked at it. It was glorious. But what I'm about to do here, now that I'm actually in the car, is I managed to do something I didn't expect we would get to happen. And I glitched through the bottom of the level. Into basically the negative zone. He's still up top. I'm down below. And the truck came with me. So now, I can drive around here and have a whole bunch of fun. Not that there's really anything to do down here. But I made it down here and there's video evidence of it. That's what matters. That is what matters. The first time we did this, I think we were playing with one of his friends, and we were trying to go underneath the other boat, and we kept messing with it, trying to drive it deeper and deeper into the ground. We got it to the point where only a corner of one of the back seats was sticking out, and you could only get it in if you looked at it at just the right angle. And if you could do that, it was actually how we got underground, was we left it like that, because we couldn't get to the driver's seat. So it was just stuck like that. We'd get into one of the back seats, then switch to the other one, and I guess that one was at such an angle or something that either we would fall out or we would voluntarily get out, and then we would be literally underneath the level and we'd just fall down. But the car would still be suspended in midair, basically, as nothing was holding it there. And it was amazing. But yeah, this is the kind of stuff that we do. Something we did realize was that you can actually fire your guns like toward the what would be for me the ceiling, and instead of just stopping, the bullets go through, and anybody up on top can see them fly through the ground and into the air and do nothing. Though I suppose if you knew the exact location of enemies, you could actually kill things in the level without even knowing where they are. Like, technically, if there were a bandit standing right where I'm shooting, I'd be able to kill that bandit without even seeing him. And then because he wanted to be down here too, he teleported into the car. And it took him a while because he had to actually walk, where I got to drive around in the negative zone. But now that with both of us down, there's nothing really you can do down here, because there's no monsters or anything that you can fight. And you could duel each other, but that doesn't really get anywhere because he's level 47, I'm level 72. I can down him in one hit from anything. But something else we discovered about this underground world was that there are borders. If you were to go to the edge of this black floor, which I'm actually driving toward right now, if you happen to move off of that, you fall straight into a seemingly bottomless abyss, which eventually kills you. So then I decide to get out of the car and stand pretty close to that edge. Don't remember why, but I did it, as he's shooting at me, because he's a jerk like that. So I decide to shoot back. And then I light myself on fire, because, you know, that's what Krieg does. Then he decides he's going to drive into me, and then take the car with us so we can't get back down here. So now he's plummeting much, much faster than I am. And we're basically in Matrix mode because all the motion blur. There's not too much motion blur, but it's kind of noticeable. If I was switching weapons, it would be more noticeable like that. Alright, I don't know if the proper term would be motion blur or like motion trails or whatever. I just think of it as like Matrix. That's just what it reminds me of. And he decides to get out of the car so he's not falling as fast. Then the car goes into a steep nosedive and is just tumbling through the open air. Until it eventually explodes because it went too far down. And because he took the car so far down there, he's going to die right there. So now I know I'm next, so just shooting guns for whatever reason, and then I die. And now if we wanted to get back down there, we'd have to glitch it again. But I think we got our fill on glitching under the docks, so we moved on to do something else. Though I don't remember exactly what it was. So that would probably be in the next clip. Of course, now I gotta get him up because he's so bad at video games. And I'm just taking things out like it's nothing. But yeah. On to the next clip, I guess. Now for our next trick, I believe we go actually trying to launch off of shit. And I don't think it goes too well, but I am driving now, so if you've seen Die Hard with a Vengeance, you know how this is going to go. Horribly. I think what I was trying to do is replicate the getting the car stuck sideways like I was talking about before. But I don't recall which rock it was I ramped off of. So then I think I go for getting under the boat. I think I kind of shot through the other side. The problem is you kind of need somebody outside of the car watching that, because both of us probably just got a close view of the inside of the truck. But it looked like I kind of shot out the other side, so we'll accept that I did that. The question is, what else were we trying to do? Because when you get the two of us together, just crazy driving antics are bound to happen. It's a given. One of us is going to drive horribly, and then get stuck in a dance party. Not much getting accomplished here. Just very jittery while I clip through the dock. There he goes again. And then I think he gets out the other side. Yeah, now he's over there. And he tries for it again, I think. And I don't know why. I don't know why he's going for the dock. I know it's possible to glitch under the dock because I believe I've done it once or twice. Most likely once. The boat seems easier to do as it is curved. With the curvature of the boat, we can just slide under. Again, I'm not sure exactly what he's doing. So now I believe he's stuck behind this post. So that's always good. Don't recall what he does for this though. Looks like he's angled downward. No, he's not angled. The saw blade launcher is, that's for sure. And he gets out. I think I try to get in now. Or not. I think it's gonna slide out this back. Well, it kinda did. Except the fact that the driver's seat's kinda underwater. This is kind of how we had it the first time we went under. Just it was a lot deeper in the water. Only one of the back seats was get-in-able. and the car was pointed downward at like, I want to say a 240, 250 degree angle, depending on how you're looking at it. It's either like 240, 250, or around 300. It's just an estimate though. But now with me actually outside the car, we can watch what he's doing with a better view, as he rams me into the boat. Something like this makes me wonder if there are other glitches that you could do that are similar to this in the other levels, or the other areas. Forgot about that one. This backs out. What the hell is that? I need to keep my eye focused on this, because there's one specific driving blunder that I miss, and technically it wasn't that one. This is the kind of shit we do when we play. This bay is one of our favorite areas, and I think you can tell why. Still, there's one glitch I'm waiting for. And maybe these aren't technically glitches, but it's what we call them, so seems fitting of a glitch. You wouldn't say it's a bug. And then it just suddenly started raining heavily. That's probably so loud it's going to pick up on the audio. I happened to catch this. Why I turned to the right on that one, I don't know. Because that one was done so perfectly, and as soon as I finished the commentary for this clip, I'm going to go back and watch that one again. It was so good. Seeing him just soar off the cliff. And then what follows is just magnificent. But still, I think there's one left. And it might have gotten a highlight clip of its own. I don't recall. So then I go into the menu to take all my weapons off so it's easier to see. And then you see him sail through the background, which I thought worked perfectly for what I was doing. Even when I'm not paying attention, he's still messing around. And there's proof as he sails through the background. So now we don't have guns in the way, so we can see a little bit simpler. Or a little bit easier. Whatever term you would prefer to use. And I don't know why I opened that, as there's not going to be anything good in it. As he comes barreling down. Gets a jump. Runs over there. Okay, I think it's approaching. And then he runs right under this house. Gets the car in a bit of a dance party underneath the house. Then gets out of the car. And now, wherever could he be? He's not in the car. It's impossible. Oh wait, he's in the house. Yes, he is in the house. And the doors don't work. If I were not here, he would be stuck. And according to him, he can actually see me through this black gap. And technically I can see him through the wall when he clips through it. But yeah, apparently he can actually see me through that, but I can't see through it. I can see his gun. There we go. This is the kind of shit we do. I think this was actually the longest clip out of all of them, just because I didn't really know where to cut it up, so I just kind of left the whole section in. I think the other ones are more brief, because there's a shorter thing going on, but yeah. There's still more to come with this. Got the whole Mr. Chim Chim stuck in the house debacle to go through now. I'd say this is probably the easiest glitch to do. All you really have to do is drive underneath the house and you can do it. So then you can get stuck in that home by yourself. So I think we're talking back and forth with this one. Of course I can't tell because none of the audio came through. Well, mine technically did, but without his, it kind of doesn't work. Looks like we're about halfway through this clip. Maybe 60% through. Yeah, looking more like 60. Suppose I could have cut this portion out. Or at least cut until I did something other than looking at the door. I seem to recall he was freaking out in there, because there's nothing he can do. If you get stuck in a spot like that, really the best thing to do is just get out a rocket launcher, point it at the floor, and blow yourself up. It's the best way to get out of that. However, as I find out, he does not have a rocket launcher on him. Meaning, he's literally stuck in there. Unless somebody kills him, which is impossible because he doesn't have a skill that allows him to do that. A duel would not kill him. So at this point, I think one of his friends jumps in, who does not have a mic, so again, we're not really missing anything. As I do a million damage in melee, because Karuk is just that overpowered. Then again, I am fighting level 48 enemies. It's kind of to be expected, but no, that's another time. That's another story for another time. I think at this point, it dawned on me that I could actually go to the catch-a-ride station and teleport to his vehicle and then be stuck in the house with him. I mean, at least I have a rocket launcher. I could get out. He can't. So then, of course, that's exactly what I do. And now here I am. You'll never choke me down. So then we duel. I hit him once. He's down. I think the rest of this is really just us bumbling around in here. Now, I think his friend is trying to look in through the window at us. Or something like that. And then I realized you can actually look out through the window. But again, you can't really do anything in here. Other than duel endlessly and, you know, blow yourself up so you can get out. We got 5 more minutes in this clip. I don't recall us doing much else. This probably would have been better if we had the commentary to come through, because then there's actually all the flavor text and things that we were talking about as this happened. All of our laughing and how do we get out of here now? And oh, I don't have a rocket launcher, I'm stuck in here. And all of my, well, you could always down me and I can get out of here, but then, oh wait, he's like 25 levels lower than me. Like he only does like 1 damage per shot. I got a kick out of it. I don't know if he did.
Shoot me till you love me.
So then I took off, I think I took off my health mods and shield at that point. I can't tell because of how small the window is, but I think my base health's just under 1 million. So now we just wait for him to try to wear me down. And he points out there's a lot of blood on the wall, which I looked at because it was funny. Eventually his friend beams in here. So then I go into the menu as he's still hacking away at me. Get out a pistol. Line up my shot. And then eventually, notice that the dual bubble's still around, and then his friend beams in. And then I kill him in 1 bullet.
See the numbers, taste the violence.
So then I just put on the rocket launcher. So I think this is where we point out that we have rocket launchers and he doesn't, meaning we can get out of here.
I challenge you. Rampage and fill the red bar!
So then I blow myself up.
The true world revealed. Weakness is now known to me. Time to go to work.
Then he decides to revive me. And then because I could, I did this. Then he cowers in the corner because of my giant arm, which you can't really see. It's one of Creek's abilities. Again, another story for another time. Then I hit myself in the face. Then I decided we'll stand in separate corners. Then I threw the axe at him. an axe stuck in him. It was fun. It was fun time. So then I decide I'm just getting out of here. Let's leave him in here. It's for the best. It's for the best to leave him alone in that house forever because he doesn't have a rocket launcher to get himself out of it. And again, we spawn here. And back in the end of another clip. So after all of those shenanigans, we decided to go Varkid hunting. Which is one of our favorite pastimes, where all the Varkids go after his booty.
You don't die, I die!
And all these Varkids are basically Pokemon, as we liken all their different forms to having different moves from Pokemon. If you play the game, you know what the Varkids are, you know they evolve at some point, because they can do that. And the more people you have and the higher difficulty level you're on, that better chance you have of getting the really good stuff. I think I cut this clip short just because there wasn't a lot to do. A lot of this was just walking around and doing nothing because it was something in particular I wanted to do. The goal every time when he and I Varkid hunt is to spawn the raid boss that can spawn from them, Vermiferous the Invincible. It's not easy to do at all. The baby Varkids have to evolve, I want to say 5 or 6 times. And every time they evolve, the chances get lower that they'll evolve again. They start at the baby, then they go adult, then they go badass, then they go super badass, this one's about to. Then if you're lucky enough, they go ultimate badass, and then if you're really lucky, then they go into a supreme badass pod and they spawn out as a raid boss. Which has supposedly good chances of dropping excellent loot. Luckily enough for us, as this super jumps out of its pod, another person decides to join it, giving us a full team of 4, giving us the highest possible chances we can have on this difficulty level. The only way to make it more fun would be to do it on Ultimate Vault Hunter mode. But then, I would be the only one that would have any chance of killing anything here. And I don't think even I could stand up to possibly a level 74 or 75 raid boss. But then that super decides to go ultimate. Come to think of it, if I have multiple people around, I might be able to actually do it. Because what sets Vermiferous apart from any other raid boss is with the other raid bosses, you go into a certain area, you spawn it, comes out with this gigantic health bar that's like millions and millions of shield and millions of health, which is one of the raid bosses that is in one of the DLCs. Not that you probably care at all. The point I'm trying to make is, well, the raid bosses are kind of difficult. You go into, what was that? Was that another Ultimate Badass pod, or what was that? Or was that the Supreme Badass pod? No, that was another Ultimate. We'd figured out that the first Ultimate that had spawned wasn't going to pod because it was running for too long, so I decided to cut that part out and just jump straight to the other Ultimate. Because that was, you know, a lot of fun. But the regular raid bosses, you go into their area, you spawn them, they show up with their gigantic ass health bar, and you fight them. And if somebody dies, then they start back at whatever the spawn point is, and they have to come back in. If everybody's dead at some point, and here comes the Supreme Badass pod, to which I said, you better get out here, we got a raid boss spawning. If there's nobody on the floor at any one moment when fighting the raid boss will regenerate all its health and you have to start over again. Vermiferous is different in the fact that it's kind of like a basic enemy, except for the fact that it's really frickin' powerful. as long as you're co-oping, all the damage you do to it is kind of saved. To a point. So you could eventually just wear it down and wear it down and wear it down. Which is what we did. So eventually he decided, okay, we've seen this long enough, just go ahead and kill it, we'll see what it drops. So I began doing that, because I wanted to see how quick I could kill it. And then I was surprised to find out it's got a lot of health for some reason. Then I remembered, oh right, it's a raid boss. Might want to actually try doing something different, you know, doing major damage, which, I mean, I thought I could do. I thought I could go through it a little bit faster than I do. But, I mean, it's a level. I can even level. Look at how small the window is for me. That's not important. So, everybody else has just been getting the shit kicked out of them, so, of course, I go and solo it. Because, you know, I'm level 72, this thing's in the 50s. It's really got no chance of it.
Yes, I knew it!
And you see that there's 170,000 just flying off this, like no tomorrow, just flying off. And still, it doesn't seem to be dying that fast. Again, raid boss.
Heads up, 7-Up!
Did I get him back up? And then somebody else revives him. And, okay, let's go. Super melee on it. Just do a whole bunch of damage. And then I hit myself in the face. Can't see the numbers for how much damage I'm dealing. Oh, looks like 4 million just flew off. Alright. I think that's some pretty good melee. And then the Mithras dies. And because this is Borderlands 2, he drops nothing that's worth any amount of shit. Welcome to the Borderlands 2 drop rates. This is true RPG. Kill the strongest monster in the game 6 or 7 times, and you might get something good. You know, maybe. And then, because Chim Chim and I are wackos, we decided, hey, let's go fight Terramorphous. And so we did. Of course, we're not crazy and went for the level 74 version of Terramorphous that I wouldn't be able to kill. By far. We went for the simpler one. The one that's level 52. The one that I can make noticeable chunks fly off of just by throwing a buzz axe at it. Because why the hell not? Besides, it was mostly to get experience for Chim Chim because he wants to get his assassin up to level 50. Maybe Terramorphous would drop 1 or 2 good things that he would want to use. Terramorphous is going to drop a legendary. That's a guaranteed thing. Something he has to do. And it's not going to be anything good, most likely. And it could be for anyone with 6 character classes. It could have easily been for the Psycho or anybody else. And spoiler alert, it does drop 1 for him, but he can't use it because he's not level 50. But it still drops it. And there's really not much to this because all of it is just... Terramorphous can't really hurt me. Blast it with fire. Blast it with whatever I got. Just see the numbers fly off, see that bar just actually move. Because in the normal circumstances when you're fighting Terramorphous, this is not how it's supposed to go. Unless this was like pre-patched with a conference call and the beam just shredded Terramorphous. And then they patched it. Now it doesn't. Because the control of the battery was low, which is fantastic. It's great. The battery was about to die, but I mean, this PS3 control of battery, this thing's last fucking ever. Full charge, 10 hours at least. Low battery warning, You got another 2 hours out of that, at least. Set it aside, Terrorwolf is getting low, might as well kill him with melee. Might as well. Can't really slag him, though that'd be fantastic if I could. So on an axis, you can see that looks like actually 5 million flying off. Then he dies. Chim Chim levels up. And then it does a whole bunch of stuff. And the legendary mod, which he wanted because it would make him better at video games, barely. I picked that up just so nobody else gets it. Then I think what I did is, after I picked up the Iridium here, because I needed a little bit more, this was more of just a wacky throw-in clip just because of what happened. Nothing really happened, but we were on our way to the Warrior. I make the jump, and then I fucking miss it. So, yeah, I thought that was funny. So there you go. So then, as I believe what is the final highlight clip of this reel, is we go for the Warrior, which, if you haven't played the game, oops, spoiler alert, this is the final boss.
I smell a little drop.
So, I figured might as well, because once we kill Terramorphous, we were kind of deciding, like, oh, are there any guns in particular you want? And he was like, well, I kind of want a legendary slag shotgun. So, okay. So I pulled up the Borderlands wiki because I have it on speed dial, basically. Okay. There's only like this many legendaries, and only this many can be slag.
I embrace the
So,
flame.
Terramorphous has a chance of dropping probably the best one. This boss drops a different one. Da-da-da-da. But as it turns out, Terramorphous, the Warrior actually has a chance of dropping 2 of the legendary shotguns, so maybe you'd luck out and get another one that's, I don't know, I guess decent. It's kind of weapon I don't like, to each his own. But maybe it's good. I personally don't think it is, but I'm just basically destroying it. Why am I using slag weapon? Because I'm pretty sure you can't slag the Warrior, and if you can, it's not obvious. Because even at 72, I'm like, I think 20 levels above the Warrior, and it's not like you just get shredded. But I eventually decided to switch to this because it does more damage. You can't really slag them anyway, so it do more damage. And I think I should point out, what I'm using is basically a level 73 weapon. Because of the whole overpower level thing they put in a couple of months back. And still, it's not shredding themselves. If they buff the Warrior, they debuff, they're nerf, I guess it's the proper term, nerf the guns. I think on more they buffed everything, but not really. I think we eventually lost somebody in the shuffle. I think in between Terramorphous and here, somebody left because we were taking too long. Then Warrior died. And I think Chim Chim was away doing something because we recorded this, I think, on New Year's Eve. So I'm like, alright, I'm going to look around and look at all this stuff, pick up that Iridium. And then my system froze. And here's a little bit of a bonus clip that after I got my system restarted and whatnot, joined back in, you can see the same 3 people, so we kind of all stuck together somehow. We decided to do a mission to Tiny Tina's DLC. And then somehow after we beat the Gold Golem, I got stuck underneath the fucking staircase. Went for the teleport, apparently I got under the teleport, and now I'm down here. But hey, I've got a staircase here for me. I got a staircase to nowhere down here. So, you know, I'm living at large. underground with a staircase floating above nothing. Then I decided just, what the hell, that jump down there. Not going to get anything done down here anyway. Don't need the money, just spawn right back up there. And I believe that is the highlight reel. Next time. So that is our glorious highlight reel of all the shenaniganty and whatnot we get into. Between glitching things and me soloing bosses and all the other stuff that we do. We have fun. We have fun. And maybe you guys will have fun whenever I get around to actually doing a playthrough project thingamajig on the 2 Borderlands games. Because I do plan on doing that at some point. And do have a video in progress for whenever I decide to do that. So that's fun. But, until next time, stay tuned for whatever the hell I'm going to be doing. And I guess I will see you guys in the next one. But until then, I want to use one of the Katawa Shoujo endings, but I don't know which one. I guess keep being classy. I guess I'll use Lily's ending. Keep being classy and whatnot.